Welcome, welcome. Hello, everybody. Super excited to be here and to have y'all here. Hello, hello. Welcome to our training tonight. I love doing live trainings. Those are actually my favorite. Welcome, everyone. Yay, lots of people tuning in. That's awesome. I usually use a little tripod that I have to put my phone on a device that I have on my desk. But I have to use my computer because my questions, my objections are on my computer and my notes. So I'm going to use that. Hello, welcome. We're going to wait a little bit, just a few minutes for everyone to kind of tune in. And then we will start and I'll let you know how tonight is going to go. Super excited to be here with all these amazing people. I love being surrounded by people that have that fire and want to work their business and want to grow and create a legacy for their family. I love working with people like that. Hi, sweet Stephanie. Hey. I'm wearing my glasses because I had to take my contacts out. My eyes were really dry. So I can almost see clearly. All right, so we have 43 on. We're going to wait 2 more minutes. And then, hi, Kathy. And then we're going to go ahead and I'll let you know what the outline for tonight is going to be. Hi, Lynn. Hi, Lauren. I think this has a little lag. So comments are like, it takes a minute for them to come through. Thank you, Leah. My husband loves my glasses too. Hi, Victoria. Awesome. So we have 56 people on. We're going to wait 1 more minute and then we're going to get started. I hope everyone had an amazing week. I had so much fun hanging out with my babies. I was away for a few days. So being back home and just being able to hang out with them has been amazing. Awesome. Okay, so we have 64. A lot of people are tuning in. Hi. Awesome. This is actually one of my favorite trainings to do. This is, I guess, because you know, I am a top enroller in the network marketing profession, and I absolutely love the enrollment process. I love, you know, from A to Z to be able to prospect and help someone out and kind of sift through who's legit and who isn't. So this is kind of this is my jam right here. So I love being able to train on this. So Paula asks, are you okay after all that happened to you? I am, Paula. It took me a minute. I was honestly emotionally drained when I got back home, and the live training I did, I was mentally exhausted. We parked by the Alamo around noon, and our car got broken into around noon, and I was traveling with 2 other couples. And I mean, they stole, like, I think it was more than $5,000 worth of stuff, just designer shoes, iPads, Nooks, laptop. So thankfully, it was just, you know, material stuff that we lost and we were all okay. But it was really emotionally draining because we missed our flight and then we had to rebook flights, which cost us way more money. And then I missed 2 of my kids' birthdays because we missed a flight. So it was a mess. It was a mess. So I'm glad to be home, glad to be here, and glad that we were all okay. Because if someone tried to rob us while I was in the car, that wouldn't have gone over very well. I think God created me with an absolute lack of sense of fear. So that wouldn't have gone over well for them. So let me start by saying I'm going to go through the training. This isn't going to be as long of a training as my social media trainings, just because that is so much more intricate. But we're going to go over the main objections, and then at the end, I'm going to open it up for questions. So if you have any questions, please write those down and wait until the end, because it's really difficult to stay on point and go through the questions at the same time. So yes, we filed a police report, and we're going through all that process. But they said that around there they have like 7 robberies every single day in cars. So I guess this is very common there. I don't know, but I'm glad to be back home. Okay, so tonight, like I said, just wait for your questions till the end, write them down, and I'll be happy to answer them. Tonight we're going to go over overcoming objections and how to be able to become a top enroller, right? In whatever company you are. In the past, for those that are brand new, I know that some people have joined us and they're new, and they don't know my story. In 2016, I enrolled almost 700 personally enrolled people. 99% of those were business builders. So being a top female recruiter in the network marketing profession, I have had to master overcoming objections. And I want you to know that there's a difference between overcoming objections and hard selling, trying to convince someone to join you or to buy something from you. Those are completely 2 different worlds. In order to become a master recruiter, you have to know how to overcome objections. If you don't do that, the likelihood of you becoming a top recruiter, it's not that great. So you have to make sure that you master overcoming objections in order to be able to communicate effectively with people. Sometimes we say too much, and sometimes we don't say enough. So finding the balance is the most difficult part of network marketing, and and what you say and how you talk to people. So when you find that sweet spot for you, you got to stay there, and you got to continue to develop your skills, because that is what network marketing is about, right? I always say to my team, your paycheck is going to equal the amount of self-development that you do. And that is true. Your mindset is going to equal your paycheck. So when you know that you are deficient in one area, if you're not signing anybody up, you got to work on that area. So you need to master it to become better. It does not happen by you sitting on your couch or in front of a computer and hoping that it happens. It happens by you actively working on those areas and working on becoming better. So I use a method: feel, felt, and found. Okay. So when I'm talking to anybody that has any objections, think about this: feel, felt, and found. So what does feel, felt, and found mean? When someone says, I'm totally terrified of joining, I've done network marketing before, and I wasn't successful, right? So I would answer that with feel. I completely understand where you're coming from, because when I started, I absolutely felt the same way. I had never done network marketing, before. But I found that you can do anything you put your mind to. So if you're coachable and you're willing to learn and step out of your comfort zone, if you truly want this, you can totally make it happen. Feel, felt, and found. You always have to acknowledge how someone feels. So if they're talking to you and they say, I'm terrified because of this, or I don't have enough money, or always acknowledge how they're feeling. Okay, so don't sweep it under the rug. Always acknowledge. Second of all, felt. How did you feel? What can you say? If it wasn't you, it's not your story, it's not legit to how you felt, then use someone else's story. I completely understand, because, I've had friends that have felt the exact same way. So always be relatable. And third, found. What have you found out that was completely the opposite of the fears that they have? So I always use that method, and that is the best method to use when talking to someone, because it's really important that you acknowledge where they are, that you relate to their story or share a story that is relatable to them, and then you let them know what you found out to be true about that experience. So objection number one is going to be, I don't have the money, right? So I'm reading those from the training notes that I have that I teach my team. And my answer to that is, I completely get it. Some of our top earners had to borrow money and even do garage sales to be able to join. Where there's a will, there's a way. So you necessarily don't have to use the exact same words that I am using, but I'm giving you the outline of what you're going to use with your people. I don't have the money to join, okay? I totally get that. I was there when I joined. If that's your story, if it isn't your story, then, find out what stories you can use that is going to make it, that they can relate to. And then where there's a will, there's a way. This is where you're going to weed out the curious from the serious. Okay. A lot of times I have people that tell me, I don't know what to do with this prospect. And I say, okay, what is the problem? What's the objection? I don't have the money. Okay. What do you want to do about it? If they have said, I don't have the money, you're trying to get them to invest in a business. They're becoming your business partner. And you're trying to find out how you can overcome that objection. There's only one way of doing that, and one way is relating, getting them to relate to other stories and putting the ball on their court. That's the end of that. There is no convincing. You cannot control people. So there is absolutely no trick in the book of top enrollers to make someone have money that doesn't have money and doesn't want to invest. That's an excuse, because I didn't have the money when I joined. That is legit my story. So if I had to sell, half of my furniture to be able to join network marketing because I believed in it, I would have done it because I believed in it. So I cannot afford it is not a legit excuse. They do not want to. That's the bottom line of that. So if you can give them kind of an encouragement, where there's a will, there's a way. So some people have done garage sales. Some people have borrowed the money. Some people have pawned things. I had people on my team that all have done that. So if you give those suggestions out and the excuse continues to be, I can't afford it and I don't have any money, next. Who in the right mind wants to get in business with a business partner that off the bat, their first excuse is, I don't have any money and I'm not interested in finding ways to make that money so I can join and change my life? So to me, I'm like, okay, well, just let me know when you're ready. Okay. Number two, I don't have enough people because I live in a small town, right? So I get that all the time. I don't know enough people. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I've been home all this time. I live in a small town, whatever the excuse may be. And this is where social media comes in. I say something like, that's the beauty of my team. I have found a way to connect with thousands around the globe through social media without leaving my home. Instagram has 500 million users and Facebook has 2 billion users a month. The entire world is on social media. You will learn to connect with unlimited potentials through our training and team page. So this is why it's so important for you to have all the tools to train your team as soon as they come in, because that's what you're going to leverage in order to answer objections. Anybody of my team members can say that. You know why? Because I have all the tools as soon as they pop into my team page to go through my social media training and connect with people from all around the globe. 100% of my business comes from social media. I don't do business outside of social media. Why? Because I homeschool 5 children and I don't go out anywhere. And when I do, this is what I look like, So I don't have to do my business outside of social media. So if you can connect the dots for someone and you are giving them information that they don't have, now they get to make the decision. It isn't about me convincing someone that they want this for their family. I don't want people like that on my team. I want people that know they have to do something different, that are willing to work hard. They just need the information that they're missing. As a top and roller, it is my job to give them that information and to connect the dots for them. It is not my job to convince anybody. So, number 3, I am scared of failure. You know, like I said before, maybe I've done network marketing before and it was a complete failure. I've tried this, that, and the other, and, you know, I'm scared of failure. This is the first time, you know, that I will be joining network marketing, and I'm terrified that I'm going to fail. So I would say something like, I totally understand. I was terrified when I joined, but here's the thing. You make a small investment, okay, and you can make that money. I have to move my phone because I have to read. That money right back. What is the worst thing that can happen? You don't do anything with the business, but what if I can help you turn $200? You know, I can say into 6 figures because that's what I've done, okay? But you can say, what if I can help you turn $200 if you know they just want 500 extra bucks, or maybe $1,000 a month? What if I can help you turn $300, you know, to $600 and $1,000 a month? Wouldn't that be worth finding out? Again, we answer the objection with information and we let them decide. So if they come back and they say, you know, I don't know, I can't get over this hump. I said, you know what? Why don't you take some time, think about it, pray about it, and get back to me. Here's the thing. I'm not desperate for you to be on my team. I don't work my business out of desperation. I work my business out of the posture that I bring into my prospecting, which is my strength. I don't work social media out of weaknesses. When you're following up with your prospects and you're coming from a place of weakness, join my team, I need you to join my team, what can we do to make this happen? People can sense that. You don't have to say anything other than what you are speaking, and people can sense that you're desperate. When you work your business out of a place of desperation, people are going to come up with more and more objections because you are not the strong leader they're looking for. I'm just preaching some truth today. So you have so many people right in your inbox that are prospects and they haven't kind of jumped yet, and you don't know how to make them jump. Well, look at your posture on social media. Are you working your business out of desperation? Are you hopping on Facebook to, you know, find out how can I sign the next person? And, you know, how can I sign the next business builder, the next customer? Is that how you're working your business? Or are you working your business out of complete strength, faith, and posture in who you are and the fact that they are absolutely blessed to be working with you? Because you have a vision, because you have you have a plan. And they will be lucky to partner up with you. Is that how you're working your business? Number 4, I do not have time. How many times do we hear that objection? I don't have time. So I say, I love working with busy people because you know what multitasking is. You know, if you're out, wear some awesome gear. You're already on social media, so why not get paid? This is what I teach you to do in 3-minute intervals. Anybody, if you go to the bathroom, okay, as a mom, as a busy mom, I homeschool 5 children, right? I don't have extra time for anything. So if I go to the bathroom, I have 3 minutes where I can get a post in. If I have, you know, my kids are down for the night, I have time where I can be doing other things, like working my business, like growing my business. Throughout the day, I know that I have 3 minutes here and there. If I am intentional about my time, I know I have 3 minutes here and there that I can put a post in, that I can do a post on Instagram, that I can do a post on Facebook. So it isn't that I don't have time. I'm sorry, I have time, and I have 5 children that I homeschool, and I find the time. When I started in network marketing, I was homeschooling the same, you know, children. I had 3 that I was homeschooling, and 2 of them were toddlers. 1 was a toddler, 1 was an infant. My husband was working full time. Where there is a will, there is a way. So I can teach you how to do that. You're already on social media. How many times do you not scroll through Facebook? Are you getting paid for that? You're kind of not. So let me help you get there and actually get paid for what you're doing. So that is number 4. Number 5, I'm not good at sales. So I say, awesome, I'm not looking for a salesperson. I actually run from those. That is legit. I'm looking for someone who will share an amazing product and company with others. Like when you go to a restaurant and you rave about it on social media, you don't get paid for that. So I'm going to teach you how to get paid to just share amazing stuff. Here's the thing that I find with network marketers. You think that now that you own a business, all your talk has to be super professional. So you go into this level when you're talking to moms. You go into this level of business when you're talking to a college student. If you are not relatable and they cannot understand your language, why would they join you? So if you're using all these professional words and you're talking to stay-at-home moms and you're talking to people that do not use those words, don't use those words with them. They can't connect with you. So social media is about connecting and relating to other people. So when I talk to a stay-at-home mom, I talk to a stay-at-home mom like I talk to myself. So you have to really think about how it is that you are going to talk to other people when you approach them. Because if you join network marketing and now you think that everything has to be in this business talk level, you're going to lose a lot of people along the way because you're not relatable. Number 6, I don't want to bother people on Facebook, okay? First of all, that tells me that you have a codependency issue. Number 1, as the counselor background that I have, but I don't say that, okay? Don't say that you have a codependency issue. I'm just letting you know in the training. Don't say that to people. So I say, oh goodness. I don't want you to go out there and be like, you have a codependency issue. No, don't say that. That's just for your insight. You would be a business owner, so social media is the wave of the future. Oh, here we go. I can't read. Hold on. I got to move my phone. I get you don't want to spam your friends, and honestly, you don't have to be spammy to succeed. Our training teaches you the right way to work your business from your personal profile, but think about this for a moment. Do any of your friends pay your bills? So here's the thing. I gave her the solution, or I gave him the solution, right? You don't have to spam your friends. I know. Sometimes my counselor gifting comes out. You don't have to spam your friends. There's a right way of doing network marketing from your private profile. But let's think about this for a moment. Which one of them pays your bills? Because that is breaking the codependent tie that they have. Oh my goodness, I'm going to post this and they're not going to like me. They're going to unfriend me. Honey, that's codependency. Just let's go into that for a moment. So if you're struggling with that, just letting you know that's called codependency. And you need to break that bond, child. Okay, number 7, is it a pyramid scheme? A pyramid scheme is when money passes from hand to hand without product. We have 5, you can say 5 different, I go over my company, you change it to whatever your company is. So I say we have 5 different product lines, so clearly not the case. We're featured in Fortune 500 and have numerous business awards. We're 22 in the world in direct sales, number 13 fastest growing company in the US. When you're ready to stop living paycheck to paycheck, let me know. I can help you. So you can change those numbers and apply that to your company. But here's the thing. Don't ever get offended. I know a lot of people that get offended when someone says, is this a pyramid scheme? And people go on the defense. You don't have to defend network marketing. You don't have to defend your company. You really don't have to defend any of it. So again, you're giving information. You have to understand that network marketing does have a reputation because of what previous companies unfortunately have done to network marketing. So we're trying to change that. And it's okay for people to be skeptical. That's what they heard about network marketing, right? So this is what you heard. Here's the truth. If you're ready to do it, I'm happy to help. But nowhere in that did you see me try to convince somebody to join me, try to come up with money like, let's do a garage sale together. I can help you. No, honey. I'm trying to look for business partners. I'm not babysitting. This is not like kindergarten where I have to hold your hand and teach you the ABCs. This is a business. So some of you, I feel like maybe are not enrolling as many people as you want to, because first of all, your business posture is not coming from a place of strength. You're not working out of your peak state, which I'm going to teach you about because girlfriend, When I'm on my peak state, I know it. And when I am not, I know it too. And I don't like it. But when you're working out of your peak state, you're going to attract people of the same caliber. If you're working from a lack mindset, oh, I feel so terrible for her because she doesn't have the money. And I mean, you're coming from the state of everything is lack and poor people and poor this. And, you know, it's a lack mindset. Those are the people you're going to attract. So I'm over here going, okay, I run $1 million business, which will be $1 billion business. Do you want to come alongside and build with me? No? Great. Move it along on to the next. So with that said, you can start the questions rolling in because honestly, it's not rocket science, but it's not taught either. So to be able to teach you how to come from a place of strength instead of coming from a place of desperation, I just need to sign the next person. I just need the next customer. I just need the next associate. Instead of coming from a place of I own $1 million business. That's what it is. And I've always felt that. Even when I had not made a dime, I saw the vision of what network marketing can do for my family. And that's what I stood on. It had nothing to do with me making $1 million a year or not. It had everything to do with your posture and your belief in network marketing. And if you believe in network marketing, you believe what network marketing can do for your family, then you're just out looking for the right people to come along. You're not dragging anybody with you. If you're going to drag people with you, then guess what? You're going to have to speak life into them every single day because these people are not capable of seeing the vision. So think about that. So you can have the questions go ahead and start rolling in and I'll answer them. So first question says, do you follow up with them after they think about it, if they come up with excuses or run away? I do follow up because here's the thing. Not everyone is ready right then and there, and that's okay. So I do follow up. So I follow up 2 days after someone contacted me. I sent them information. I follow up 2 days later. I do follow up 2 weeks later. Now, if someone says, I don't have the money and, I just really don't want to do this, I immediately scratch them off my list. Like, no. When you come up with the money, you can message me and then we can go ahead and work together. But if it's someone that just, is not ready right then and there, they have to wait until paycheck, they're trying to talk to their husbands, which is usually the case. I follow up 2 weeks later, and then every single month I follow up with my prospects. People that tell me I'm going to join next month, I'm waiting for the next paycheck. So that's what I do. 2 days, 2 weeks, and every single month after. But then again, I also have work from home events and parties that I do online that I can, follow up with an invite to that because I do giveaways. So that is a little kind of, plus that I have to be able to invite them to a giveaway. Someone else said, when you're having these conversations, are you on the phone or is this done via text or messaging? I think I remember that you don't get on the phone. I don't. So all of this, all my enrollments are done via text or Facebook message. So these are all conversations that are done electronically. Yes, virtually, I should say. With your enrollments, do you personally speak to these people or just communicate via message or text? Yes. So I just answer that text or message. Do you ask permission to follow up? I don't need permission to follow up. So I just follow up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm owning that conversation. You don't ever let a prospect dictate a conversation. You own the conversation. You own the vibe of the conversation. So that is always the most important part. Like when I'm on the phone with a company, right? Let's say, for example, I want to teach you this because I've taught my husband this too. When you're with a company, and let's say you were the car company and you made a reservation, from Monday to Friday, and you need to change it from Monday, to Saturday, and you get on the phone, there's a difference with people that say, is it possible that I change my reservation to Saturday instead of Friday? Is that possible? That comes from a place of weakness. It is. You're not dominating that conversation. So I call and I say, I need to change my reservation from Friday to Saturday. End of story. So if you can't make that happen, then we need to get someone on the phone that can make that happen. You're always dominating the conversation. So there's a lot of conversations that you could be, adjusting how that goes, but you're not, because you're either asking for permission or you're not coming from a place of strength. Alpha females and alpha males usually tend to dominate a conversation, so they're very good at that. So if you're not that, you have to work a little bit more on how to come from a place of strength when you are in a conversation. That doesn't mean that you're rude. That's not what it means. That doesn't mean that you don't understand other people's feelings. That doesn't mean any of that. But you need to understand when you have to dominate the conversation and when you need to relate to someone. So that's an art. I'm the queen of follow-up. I'm telling you, I'm the queen of follow-up. What about people that just don't reply to your messages when you follow up? Do you keep following up with them? Actually, I've done that before. I followed up like 5 times with people that do not reply to my messages, and on the 6th time, they signed up. So, yeah, you can follow up with them. I mean, after 5-6 times, I would just delete the message and just forget about it, but that's just me. How do you keep your records so you know what stage each one is at? Paula, I'm the worst person on the entire planet to ask about systems. I'm just going to be absolutely real with you. Every single day is a follow-up day with me. I've said that before. So today I just sent like 30 follow-ups because 2 days ago I sent information to 30 new people that inboxed me. So tomorrow I have to go back to my inbox and I have to go back to, people that I spoke 2 days ago too. Maybe there's a better system out there, but I don't like systems. Like there's a method to my madness. My husband's like, I have a really expensive, planner that my husband got me, and I'm terrified of planners. I don't like planning things. I don't like writing things down. No, I like planning things. I don't like writing things down. Freaks me out. I have no idea. I'm weird like that. So I'm the worst person to ask about that. I do have a list of people that I'm working on. So I put the date of what I followed up with them. And then I just go back and forth, that 2 period mark. It could be like 2 weeks and a day, 2 weeks and 2 days where I go back and just follow up with everybody. So you got to figure out what your system is going to be, because like if I teach you on writing stuff down in systems like that, I am the wrong one to teach you that, sister. If a prospect describes a pyramid scheme as something that a bunch of people underneath and you have to get other people signed up in order to get your products paid for, how do you respond to that? I respond to that the exact same way I just responded to that. And I'll also add there's a little picture on Google, you can Google it, that says corporate America is a pyramid scheme. So it talks about corporate America and how it is a pyramid scheme. So I send that to them and I'm really quiet after that. That usually takes care of that objection. So what about the social security number for enrollment? I have no idea what that means. So if you can elaborate on that, that would be great. If they tell you, I'll contact you if I'm interested, how do you respond? That tells me that they're also a type A and they want to control the conversation. So I don't ever follow up with those people. And 99% of the time, they'll message me back with questions. So that also, you can do a list of people that said, don't ever follow up with me. That's legit what they're telling you. Like, don't ever follow up with me. If I want it, I'll come to you. I'm that kind of person. I don't like people continuing to follow up with me. If I'm interested, I'll reach out. So I understand that perspective and I also respect it, because as one of those people, you will seriously run me away if I was even interested, if you continue to follow up with me. So Stephanie said, I work a 9-to-5 job. Most of the time it's longer than that, and I can't be on my phone much, so I feel like it's hard for me to post about life events or pictures throughout the day. I don't want to constantly post quotes, or do you think that will still help people want to come and get on board with me? what are your thoughts throughout the day? That's, you know, something that you can share with people. What are your thoughts throughout the day? I mean, you know, what is it that you're dreaming of, that you know, aspire to do? Maybe something that you're doing throughout the day that is an aha moment, you know, that can inspire someone else. Like throughout my day, even though I'm with children all day long, I am always working on my brain. Like okay, where am I at? How can I get to the next level? What is it that God is trying to teach me through today? What is it that I'm learning? What is it that I need to grow on? What is an incredible quote that I can share? You know, what is it that, you know, last week happened that I can share with people and add value to them? It is a constant work on yourself and on your content. That is what creating a brand is about. It doesn't come easy. You have to find how to make that happen for you. So in the pockets of time that you have 3 minutes to go to the bathroom, how are you going to add value to people? Is it going to be, you know, an article? Is it going to be some thoughts that you had? Maybe you were listening to some self-development and there was a few things that kind of resonated with you. Share that on Facebook. You know, it takes you 3 minutes to write, you know, 5 sentences and put a pretty picture on it. So it isn't just about what I'm doing right now. It is about how are you adding value to people? So think about that. After you've enrolled all these people, because it's so many, do you have a way of keeping track of all your business partners and product users? First of all, I don't have any product users, like 5 of them. So I know who those are, and I do follow up with them. And then my business partners go into my team page. My team page is my hub, where I have, you know, the #1 income earner, who is my upline. I also have several, you know, 6-figure income earners between us that are in there just in case they need, you know, more support if I'm not around. But my team page is my hub, and I've created it like that because I want people to be in there. I don't want it to be like the desert. There's like crickets, nobody's in there. You know, people post once a month. My team page isn't like that. And then we do have different groups that are going on with like 90-day runs, and my coaching groups where my leaders are in. So I have, and all of them are trained the exact same way. They're trained through my pin post, through the training website that I created, which has the social media training and all of that. So I do have a pretty tight system on how to train new people, because I cannot get on a Zoom to train all these people. I cannot be on the phone training all these people. It's just not possible. So in the stage that I am in life, in the season that I am in, I have to do what works best for me and my family. And that is to have a consistent training method for all my downline. And it's not just for my personally enrolled, but when my personally enroll people and they're new, they don't have anywhere to go, they have no idea. I'm not getting on a Zoom to train all these people. Like, we have 1,700 in our downline in 4 months. That is a lot of people to train. So if I don't create a system that is consistent for every single person to do, how do I expect anybody to have any other tools? I can't. So I have to do that, because that sets them up for success. Oh, I love that, Sue. So Vanessa said, how do you present a package or program? Do you Zoom? I don't Zoom. I Zoom when I have to, when it's like leadership trainings or something like that. But the landing page that I created goes over the packs. So it does that work for me. So someone asked, what do you say when you follow up? I'm very short and very sweet, to the point. Like, I've had people that have tried to sell me stuff or tried to get me to join their company, and the first message I get from them is like 10 paragraphs long, and I'm like, oh my goodness, like, if I was ever interested, like, you lost me at 5 or more sentences after the 10,000 you wrote. So, and then after the 10 pages, they're like, I'm so sorry, this is so long. I'm like, girl, I didn't even read that. I can't. So when you follow up, and then they follow up with me with 5 paragraphs instead of 10. So keep it short, keep it simple. And like I said, we were talking about, I've legit told people, I'm so sorry, but I do not have the time to read the essay you just sent. Can you condense that in like 5 sentences and just get to the bottom line and tell me what's happening? Are you trying to sell me something? Are you trying to set me up? I don't understand. So all that you just wrote, I can't deal. So go ahead and back it up and come at me again. And come at me correct, because I ain't reading that. So I keep it simple because of my experiences with people. So if I follow up, I'm very real with people. I'm like, hey, doll, and that's how I talk. So if you don't say that, don't talk like that, because people are going to be like, oh, that's weird. So, or beauty, I call people doll or beauty or love. That's just who I am. So I say something like that. And if we're offering free membership, I message them and I'm like, you know, we're having free membership this week. I know you were thinking of joining. So if you're thinking of joining, now is the time to do it. And I just send that. Like, it doesn't have to be all these, you know, automated business professional things. Like, no, girl, if you're going to sign up, this is the time to sign up. It's free membership. Like, what are you waiting for? So, and I usually have a lot of people sign up. Just because we're trying to be relatable. You're not running, you know, a tux and suit and situations in, you know, an Oval Office. So be very real, be very short, because you don't want to message back like, girl, what are you thinking? I'm not reading through that. And then, yeah, it's super simple. So Veronica said you use your cell phone number on Instagram for your call to action texts and so to your number. Do you have people calling you? I don't have people calling me. So that's very good. Like, people must have gotten the vibe that you don't call me. And if you're calling me, then you don't know who I am. So I don't answer either. But legit, I've never had anybody call me in 3 years. So I don't think you have to worry about that. When you enroll people via message or text, how do you get past the social security numbers being provided by the prospects to keep their info secure? I don't sign anybody up. So they sign themselves on my site. So I'm not getting information from anybody to sign them up. I sign people up the first week, and I did have to get on the phone when I transfer from company to company, and that's how I did it. So that wasn't an issue, and these were people that knew me for a long time. So I don't sign people up myself. Like, no, that doesn't happen. How did your enroller get you to come from your previous company? My enroller didn't. Well, yes, she wasn't my enroller in the previous company. Let me clarify that. She was a very good friend of mine. And she was a very God-fearing woman. I know that she did her homework. And if I wanted anybody to be my sponsor anywhere, would have been her. I really wish in the previous company she was my sponsor. But that didn't happen that way. And I was doing a training website for her. And we got on the phone. We were talking about the training website. And she said, you know, I think I'm going to have to put this on hold. And I said, why? And she said, well, I don't think I'm going to be here. I think, you know, I'm going to move somewhere else. So after that conversation, we were talking. I was like, well, where are you going? And, you know, God has steered me in a different direction for a few months. I didn't feel like I was at home where I was. You know, I'm an activist and I'm a certain kind of way. So that wasn't viewed very well in my previous company. I didn't feel very welcomed. Even though I was a top enroller, even though I was a 6-figure income earner. So after much asking her, where are you going? She told me. I went online and found like everything I could find about the company because I do my homework. I do have 5 children. And the following week I was flying out to corporate. I was joining that weekend and the rest is history. So super excited that I'm here. I love that, Rhonda. Janet said, what is an example of what you post in your team page on a daily basis? I don't post in there every single day, especially because now I have this coaching group and a lot of my top leaders are in here. So if you're working the business and you want to do this thing, my leaders are in here. So I don't post in there every day. I am in there every day, but I don't post every day. I answer questions and I have other people that are posting and I have other leaders that are posting and we have a 90-day game plan that we have going on. So we have different groups that are going on with teaching and coaching. We do Zooms with a #1 income earner every single week. So they have all of that going on every single week. Did you use your Uplines team page when you first started? First of all, my first go around, I didn't have a working upline. So no, I had to create a page and do everything by myself. I had to learn everything on my own. And then this time around, I did get added to my Uplines team page. I'm still there, but I don't, because I work my business very differently and I run my team very differently. First of all, my faith is at the forefront of everything I do, and I'm very real with my team. So I want my own place where I can run my team and post out of my convictions, because that is my space. And I don't think I would have ever had any problems in there anyway, because she's just awesome. But I need my own place. So that's just where I was at. Also, can you give an example of what you do for an incentive? Sure. We have an incentive going on right now. So it's $500 cash. So everyone that has 2 cycles this week, so, you know, people are working their business, you're growing your cycles, everyone that has 2 cycles this week gets to enter, and then we pick a winner. So that winner gets $500 cash. I've done designer bags before. What else have I done? Designer perfumes. I've done Swarovski jewelry. So I do a lot of giveaways. When following up, do you shoot the first and work a biz follow-up into the conversation? I don't, because you have to understand, Erin, that my followers and people that message me are from a cold market. Like, these are not friends of mine. These are not people that I talk to every day. So for me to be like all friendly with them and, hey, how's your family and stuff, like, that would be really weird. So in that context, that's just tremendously awkward. So for you, if it is your friends and you're doing a follow-up, absolutely. Just be friendly and make some conversation, and then, you know, just kind of work it in there. You can do that. But me working it in there with people that don't know me, that would be kind of awkward. Is your team using a product page? Many teams are using a product page to add prospects so they can learn more about the products and transformations. Yes, we do have one. I didn't create it, my upline did, so we use that one. When they sign up, how do you know where on the tree they go? I don't. I let the system do what it does, because you have to remember, in 7 days, I hit Crystal Executive. And from that moment on, I really didn't have to worry, because I am a top enroller. I don't have to worry about heavy legs. All my 2 legs are the same. So people go left, right, left, right, left, right, where the system moves them. So I don't have to worry about that. How do you explain the importance of an auto ship, especially as a business builder, to your potentials that are signing themselves up? I have a lot of people sign themselves up and they forego the auto ship option, so they both miss out on the benefits of having an active status. So would you need to go over the auto ship? I mean, it really depends on the company. But first of all, why would you join a business to build a business to not be a product of the product? That makes absolutely no sense. Like, if you had a brick and mortar business, like when I owned a Quiznos, I had to pay FPL, I had to pay employees, I had to pay water, I had a massive overhead. What do you think this is? Like, this is not a game. Are you joining a business or are you not joining a business? Because I'm not understanding. So first of all, you need to let them know that they are joining a business. And then second of all, if you don't have auto ship on for our company, right, you miss all of the volume. You don't get to bank volume. So that's super important, because that is money that they're throwing away every single month. You cannot make someone understand it's a business, but by the way you present it and by the way you act and your posture is going to explain to them that this is a business. So if you treat your potentials like they're kindergartners, they're going to behave like such. If you treat your potentials like this is a business, like people are like, oh, I don't want to share, auto ship and scare them away. What? This is a business. That's exactly what you want them to know. Everything needs to be on the table. Here's what it is. Are you willing to join or not? So then we have all these people that are not working and all these people that don't get it. And it's because we withheld all the important information, right? When they join, because we just wanted them to join. So that does you a disservice at the end. Hope that makes sense. We always hear people join for the product first. You need to get product users. You said you only had a handful, so how do you get more business builders and product users? First of all, people want to work with me. So it has to do with your brand and who you are and how you come across on social media. That has everything to do with the fact if you're going to attract business builders or you're not. Are you somebody that people want to work with? Think about that for a minute. Are you somebody that people look at and say, she's going to make it and she's going to make it big? I want a part of that. Are you somebody that the cold market, people that don't know you from Adam, can look at your profile and say, I want to join forces with her? If you're not, that has nothing to do with a technique or a certain thing. That has to do with your brand. So who are you? What are you portraying on social media to attract people, business builders? What kind of business builder are you? What is your brand? What are you putting out there to attract the right people? That's what it comes down to. When you reply to messages, does it have to be text message, or have you ever used a voice message option, or is that not a good idea? Sometimes I do voice messages. So this past weekend, I've done more voice messages than ever before. You know why? Because my children weren't around. So I did a lot of voice messages and I love those, but I was just with my husband. My kids weren't around, so that's a little bit different. But when I have a lot to explain to somebody, I'll use a voice message. Absolutely. Love that about treating adults like adults, and that they are already resourceful. Thank you. Absolutely. I think so many times we join network marketing and we want to treat people like they're children. Like, oh, let's not tell them about auto-ship because that's going to scare them away. And, we try to coddle people instead of going, okay, well, now you join a business. This is what it is. Let's get to work. Here are the resources. Get to it. And then guess what? The cream always rises to the top. I completely refuse to hold anybody's hand. Accountability, perfect. Coaching, perfect. Hold your hand, ain't going to happen. Ain't gonna happen because I have way too many children that I need to hold their hands to have to hold adults' hands too. Like, no. Brooke said, I've started telling people, keep an eye out for me. I won't stay at the bottom for long. Your support is invaluable to me. Throw a like or share my way in the meantime. I absolutely love that, Brooke. You know why? Because you are living in the vision that you have of where you're going. That's exactly what I did when I joined network marketing. I knew that I was at the bottom. I knew that I had all the odds against me, but I knew where I wanted to go. I had a vision. I knew that I had the work ethic, and I knew that people would outbank me and outrank me, but they will not outwork me. So I projected that out there to the people of where I was headed. Here's my vision. Instead of staying back here, well, I don't have an income. I don't know what to do. I have all the odds against me. I was abused as a child. I'm kind of broken. I'm kind of broke. I don't have any money to run auto-ship next month. I have 5 children. A lot of them don't sleep through the night. I'm really tired. I have adrenal fatigue. I have to go to the hospital today. I could legit come up with all those excuses and live there in my fear, in my confinement, but I stepped into social media and I said, okay, I see what network marketing can do for my family. If I don't step into who I'm going to be tomorrow, I'm never going to get there, because I'm never going to get there if I don't refuse to stop making myself a victim of my circumstances. And I don't step out and say, okay, I'm willing to learn. I am coachable. I'm going to read. I'm going to listen. I'm going to work. That's what I projected on social media. So if you continue to treat your people like, well, they're just broke and they don't have any money and they can't do this because they have a lot of children. I'm really tough on my team. I adore them, and a lot of them are actually on this live. There's nothing I wouldn't do for them. My team knows that I would go to bat for them any day of the week. But they're adults. They're not children. We don't do, I'm a victim here. So if you don't have money to run your auto ship, what are you going to do to make that happen? If you aren't where you want to be, what are you going to do to get to the next level? We're not staying back here, honey. Oh, I don't have the money and I don't have this and I can't do that. Okay, so now you acknowledge all of the problems that you're having. How are we getting to the next level? What are we doing to do that? And that's kind of the counselor that comes out of me, because my counselor used to tell me, Lady, you can always use something as an excuse once. Once you use that excuse, As a leader, I'm talking to all of you on here, you're a coach. Once you use that excuse, you can't use it again. So you already told me you have no money for auto ship. Okay, that's your excuse, right? You used it once, done and over with. What are you doing to make sure that money comes in? So what are we doing next month to make sure that money is there? So it's about solutions. It isn't about this is where I'm at and I don't have any income to show on social media. So how I'm going to do that, how I'm going to work that. No, ma'am, that's not a place of strength. So you need to change your mindset in order to change the outcome you want on social media. So someone said, do you have a favorite app for creating fun social media posts? Laura, go back to week 2 because we went through social media training on week 2. So all the apps and all of that is there. So I know that you just started. So I think you might have not had a chance to go through it. So make sure you go through it because you're going to find some amazing apps on there. So when posting, use your vision until you get there. I was wondering how to put it out there when you aren't there yet. So yes, that's exactly how you do it. Trissa said, thank you so much for allowing me to join. I'm trying to build after being inactive for a while. Do you think it would be better to focus on building one social media platform first, like Facebook before Instagram, or should I build them both at the same time? I always say don't put all your eggs in one basket. I think you should do 2 platforms at a time and focus on those 2 platforms, because if Facebook isn't working too great for you, you're still pulling prospects from Instagram. So always do 2 at a time. No crayons are given out or Play-Doh. No, sister. No, sister. There's no crayons or Play-Doh here. And you know what? The funny part is that when I listened to Steve Jobs and he said, I'm not here for you to like me. I'm here to make you better. That was the context of his quote. That is legit what you're here to do as a leader. So if you're not giving your team tough love to get to the next level, you're not loving your team because you're leaving them where they are and you think that's love. That's not love. You know they're struggling to get to the next level and you're not giving them tough love to get to the next level when they need it. So how are you being a coach? You know, when you're a coach, you have to say things that are not necessarily the most popular, but you know that's going to get your team winning. And that's what this is about. What did you used to say to people if they asked you if you were making good money when you were just starting? I normally say I don't have at the moment, but will, and that's what I'm working at. Michelle, for example, let's say, like, in my company, for example, we have 1, 2, and 3 star, right? So let's say I just started and someone says, you know, how much money are you making? I would say, well, I'm charting, I'm working on this rank, which is legit what I was doing. So I never use where I'm at right now. It wasn't, oh, you know, I'm just an associate or a consultant, but I'm going to make some money. There's a legit goal that you're telling people. So if someone's messaging you and saying you are not, you know, what rank are you or what kind of money are you making, you can say, I'm an associate, but I'm charting executive, and this is what I'm going for by such and such date. That makes it real to them because it is no longer, I'm not making money, but I will one day. Well, anybody could say that. So what is your legit goal that you're working on, and share that with people. Are you going to post your objections that you read in this group? Stephanie, that is on the website that I shared with y'all on my boot camp. So scroll through here and you will find it. Oh, thank you, Aaron. How do you cast your vision when you have many of your coworkers on your social media from your 8 to 5 job? Here's the thing, that when you post on social media, you cannot worry about anybody else that is looking on social media. That's what I have found out. When you post on social media, you need to post like there's nobody watching when you cast your vision out there. Because if you are going to cast a vision according to, but what is so-and-so going to think? How am I going to mold that to fit so-and-so and that one that is watching? Then your vision changes and it isn't what it is anymore. It is what other people want it to be. So when you cast your vision and you have a 9 to 5 job, guess what? You have so many prospects, your coworkers that are watching you. So how are you going to cast that vision that this is where you are? But here's where you're going. And it is not, oh, I think I'm going to get there one day. I'm not making money. I will make money one day. It is, here is where I'm going. It is a target. It is a goal. And it is defined by exactly where it is that you're going. It's not a wish, a dream, you know, someday I'm going to get there. Maybe I don't even know where I'm going. So when you cast a vision, you do it because that's who you are. And that is what your brand is, regardless of who's watching. So don't worry, oh, how are they going to take it? How are they going to read it? It doesn't matter. Because if it's for them, it's going to click with them. And if it's not for them, it just isn't. And that's okay. So many people relate to my journey to health. How can I help them realize the potential of this comp plan? I mean, I have some that ask, but most want to know how to lose weight. That goes back to what we talked about, your brand. So you're going to attract business builders by what kind of business builder you are. If you want to attract product users, and you're going to focus on product testimonials and using the product and you being the product of the product. So here's the thing. When I scroll through my feed, I don't wonder why so many people are signing product users, but they cannot sign associates. You know why? Because everything I see has to do with the products. Everything is a transformation. Everything is this product, and I'm using that product and the other product. And then people are sitting going, why can I attract associates? Because you have not created a brand yet, that you're a business owner, that you have $1 million business, that you're running an empire, and that's where you're coming from. So you do what you know other people are doing, and you're sharing transformations, which is all great. You're sharing product, which is all great. But there's no balance between the target, you know, the target posts that you're doing, your power post for business, and the posts that you do for the product. It is so much product and so much transformation versus lifestyle post. It is very minimal. So how do you think you're going to attract associates? That makes absolutely no sense. You're not going out there attracting associates. That isn't your goal. It might be your goal in your mind, but it isn't reflecting on your social media account. So you get to think about that too. Awesome, awesome. So if anybody else has any questions, please post them, because I went through all the questions already. And I said this wasn't going to be so long because signing people up and overcoming objections isn't about having a magic wand and convincing someone to join. People are like, oh, how did you sign 700 people in 1 year? Like, you must have some trick. I don't. I am who I am. You want to work with me. You don't want to work with me. It matters not to me either way. Either way, I'm not coming from a place of, I think I'm better than other people. That's not where I'm coming from. I don't need you. So I don't work my business out of desperation. I'm looking for the people that are going to partner up with me. So I become very good at overcoming objections, just to give the information out to people and allow people to do with the information what they choose to do with the information. And sometimes we feel like we need to force the information down people's throats so they can make the decision. Most times is the wrong decision, because those are the people that are going to join your organization and are not going to work the business. And you're wondering where the heck they went and what happened. Well, that's what happened. You didn't give them the information and come from a place of strength to get it done. You literally went in there and said, you got to get this done. And their heart wasn't in it. They weren't ready. So just wanted to share that with y'all, because that's how I became a top enroller. You have to master objections. You have to master your brand. We talked about that. You have to master social media. You have to learn what your posture is, and you got to stick to it, because that's what people are going to be attracted to the most. So Laura said, do you ask for referrals from people? Laura, I don't have to ask for referrals from people. That's why I don't ask for them, because I have 54,000 followers. So those 54,000 followers, I mean, I've signed a tiny fraction of them, so they continue to see my posts, and more people come. As more and more posts go viral, more people will follow, and I really don't need to ask for referrals. Can you ask for referrals? Absolutely. That would be great. I don't use that system because, like I said, I don't need to. But if I had to, I would. Absolutely. Oh, I love that, Kelly. Do you post that you're looking for 5 to 10 people to coach? Sometimes I do. When I'm working on a new group or like a coaching group or something like that that is just for people to sign with me, I will post. I have this many mentorship spots available. So that's where those posts come in. Oh, I love that. So Erica said, so when a person messages you and is interested, you send them straight to your website first. Yes, because 99% of the people that are interested in the business. And here's the thing, on my website, I have a video too of what is Isogenics and the products and all of that. So if you were interested in the products, you got the information from there too. And they're going to come back to me and say, hey, you know, I'm not interested in the business right now, but I really want to get started on the products. Awesome. You already saw the video, and guess what? I already exposed you to the business opportunity without you knowing about it. That's brilliant. Woohoo! So yes, everyone gets the exact same thing when they contact me. The exact same thing. I love that, Rose. A lifestyle post, Gianna, is a post you do, you know, I mean, it's all encompassing where you are right now and where you want to be in life. So a lifestyle post can be me at Chuck E. Cheese with my kids on a Tuesday morning because we can, and that's the lifestyle that we have. That is a lifestyle post. Another lifestyle post can be, you know, this is my future yacht. This is what I'm working for. That's also a lifestyle post. So anything that has to do with where you are and where you want to be, but you're not saying, you know, message me right now or drop an emoji or comment. That is prospect. That's active prospecting. So a lifestyle post is going to be more soft marketing, what I call, than actual prospecting. So Rhonda said, would you share what your personal journey has been like to build your brand and to learn the posture you have now? I know you have grown tremendously in the last 3 years. Absolutely. There has had to be a lot of growth and self-development. I'm always listening to something. I'm always reading a book. And like right now, my husband and I are listening to Tony Robbins' Awaken the Giants Within. Absolutely genius. I love it. So I'm obsessed with self-development. I'm obsessed with becoming everything that God created me to be, not only for myself and my family and my husband, but for my team. I take my leadership role very seriously. So it's always a journey. I didn't come to my brand overnight, and I didn't come to the posture that I have overnight. I've had to fight many, many, many battles of the voices in your head that tell you you're never going to make it. Look where you came from. You are nobody. You had nothing. You were sleeping on a blow-up mattress in 2010. You didn't graduate from college, even though you could have gotten your master's for counseling. You were so close, yet you didn't do it. So you are a failure. Your family's depending on you, and you're going to drop the ball, and all of this is going to go away. You have no idea the battles I've had to fight, and it wasn't external battles. It was battles within to create the brand that I have today. So for me, it isn't just a posture. It's not a posture. It isn't something that you can fake. It's either you have it or you don't. It's either you're there or you're not. And here's the thing. I was not born here. I was not born with the confidence that I have today. I actually was. And the world kind of creeped in and it made me a people pleaser. And then God came in and brought me back full circle to what He created me to be. So to be where I am today took a lot of hard work. When everyone else was like watching Netflix, hanging out with their kids, you know, doing dinner and doing parties and all that stuff, I had to say no to all that stuff. I missed out on a lot of my kids' dinners and all this stuff for the past 3 years. I missed out on a lot of that. Why? Because I was home thinking of how to get to the next level, working on self-development, listening to Les Brown and Tony Robbins and John Maxwell and Zig Ziglar and Jim Rohn. How do I get to the next level? How do I become better? So last month, I helped 20 people start. How do I help 40 next month? How do I take my level of leadership from here to the next level so I can empower my team? it is a long journey. So you're not going to find your brand overnight and perfect it and everything is going to be hunky-dory. That is not how that works. But you got to start somewhere. And I started somewhere. And then you have to be committed on self-development. If you do one thing for the rest of your life, is be committed to becoming the best version of yourself you can be. Not more like me, not more like Tony Robbins, not more like John Maxwell. You're you. So perfecting who you are and who you were created to be, and taking that to the next level, and not being content when you get to the next level. I will not stop until I am the female Tony Robbins. It's just not going to happen. God gave me the vision. I'm going for it. I have it on my sights. You know what that's going to take? It's going to take a lot of work. It's going to take a lot of self-development. It's going to take a lot of commitment. It's going to take a lot of late nights. But guess what? If you are committed to growing yourself every single day and to go out into the world and to add value to people, that is something outside of yourself. If you're committed to something bigger than yourself, as you grow yourself, the income is going to come. The people are going to come. You're going to become a top enroller. You're going to become a six-figure income earner. You're going to become a millionaire in your profession. You're going to do that because everything stems out of, first, doing it for something bigger than yourself, which is your why. And second of all, being super committed not to stay where you are and getting to the next level and saying, okay, I enjoy victory. I've gotten to this level. I conquered that giant. Which one is the next one? How am I going to get to the next level? And start working right away to get to the next level. It takes a lot of commitment to build an empire, and it takes a lot of commitment to be out there and inspire people. But you can't inspire without being inspired. And so many times people want to go out there and inspire, but your cup is empty. So how are you going to fill someone else's cup when your cup is empty? So if you've been working the business and working the business and working the business, and you have not devoted time to filling your cup, and that means self-development, you're empty. How are you going to pour into your people? How are you going to pour and go on social media and inspire other people? You can't, because you're not inspired yourself. So the bottom line, how to attract people that are going to work the business and people that want to work with you, is become that leader. Become that leader that people want to work with. Become the leader that people look up to. Do people want to partner up with you? And if they don't, then ask yourself why. Why is it that they don't want to partner up with you? And start working toward that. It isn't about, let's have a pity party of what they don't. It's thinking forward. What do I need to do to get to the next level? So I love you guys. I hope that I answered a lot of questions, and I hope that you have a clear understanding on how to overcome objections. And I will talk to y'all soon. I'm having a lot of fun with these.